we're living in the moment, the moment. So don't look back, it's a long, long road ahead, a long, long road ahead.
Hello, and welcome back to Better Buddies. I'm your host, RJ. With us this week, it's Tanner.
Howdy, howdy.
Our Better Buddies icebreaker. Is it more important to help yourself, help your family, help your society, or help the world?
You want a real answer, right?
We can do both.
Okay. Well, in that case, just help yourself. Fuck everyone else. Fuck the world. Fuck society. Fuck your Well, don't fuck your family, but
Unless you're in Alabama.
it's strangely enough, like Alabama became the butt of that joke, probably deservedly. But I think the only state where like incest is legal is like Delaware or something.
Really?
It's not Alabama for whatever reason.
I thought Alabama was like a first cousin state.
No, I think Delaware is the first cousin state.
Huh.
I think Delaware. I could be super wrong, but I'm almost positive it's not Alabama.
That was honestly one of the things that kind of threw me off of the Dr. Stone anime, was they found the colony of, like, the space station scientists and their descendants. And I was doing the math in my head, I was like, wait a minute. They don't have enough genetic diversity for a viable gene pool. Like,
Maybe.
there was 4 of them. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe 5.
Oh, 5. Perfect.
If they had enough, it was very tight numbers. And based on the way that city had been set up, they were not keeping enough track of who was marrying whom and having sex with who.
Define viable gene pool.
To prevent inbreeding.
Well, okay, sure, but
not a societal level. I mean a genetic level. Like, I think you need a population of 20 different people or 20 different genetic specimens to prevent it.
Well, sure, but I mean, to be viable, all you need to do is survive, right?
I guess.
Survive long enough to produce the next generation.
That's fair, I suppose. And they'd probably be pretty generally healthy people, given they were astronauts.
Yeah, like if you're not dealing with some sort of virus or illness or something that that could just wreak havoc on anything that's too genetically similar to each other, then you're probably fine. I mean, like, bananas are all clones of each other.
True.
Until the next like
plague,
blight or virus or whatever rips through the banana populations, then we'll have to find a new strain of banana to clone.
Yeah. I should go back and give that show another shot.
This is not an argument for marrying your cousins.
Oh, it's not? Whew, good thing. We're about to have some problems. To help yourself, my joke answer is, by helping yourself and improving upon yourself, aren't you really helping your family as a whole, which in turn makes your family a better product and unit of society, which helps society, which in turn, by having a better functioning society due to better family units, in turn helps the world?
No, because if I win the lottery and cut my family off, that's not helping them in any way. Sure helps me, but not them.
I see. And yet, by removing a selfish individual such as yourself, does that not help prevent selfishness?
Oh, no, I'll be, like, blowing the winnings on just the most pollution I can possibly make.
Oh, no. He's foiled my logic.
I'm gonna put money into stuff that I can specifically target oil tankers. We'll spill some oil. We'll light it on fire. We'll watch the world burn.
Wouldn't that help?
Help what?
Well, if the oil burns off, that means there's no oil in the water.
Yeah, but everything's going to die along with it, and it sure will release a whole lot of gases into the air to speed up the climate change. And
That's fair.
yeah, just everything's gonna burn. Let's go.
But yeah, genuine answer. I do think like if I have to pick one, I think I would fall most under help your society because I am substituting the word community in for society in my brain. The more you help your
Okay.
community, the better for everyone.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I would say this is mostly a hierarchy in reverse order.
How do you
If
figure?
if applicable, it is most important to help the world, then your society, then your family, then yourself. But there are exceptions. For example, you can't just keep helping everything to your own detriment. At some point, you do have to help yourself, or you cannot continue to help anything else.
Yes.
So, like, there are times when helping yourself is the most important thing you can do. And then in turn, helping society or community is often the most feasible way, or like the most, um,
Direct.
well, it's not direct, but like the most possible way that an
Achievable.
individual can help the world. Yeah, most achievable way that an individual can help the world. Because on a larger scale, if like if communities are being helped, then like eventually that will catch on with other communities, and eventually that will kind of, it's a really slow process, but eventually that will reach kind of the world. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, if there are other applicable ways to help the world, then like that's probably usually the most important thing. Because like without the world, then there's not a community to help, and like there wouldn't be a family or a yourself to help. So if you're dealing with like the existential threat that is climate change,
Counterpoint.
um, I would say that takes precedence over community.
Counterpoint. We use all of the world's resources to build just me a giant robot with a self-sustaining ecosystem.
Oh, I thought you were going back in on the we should all buy me a helicopter.
Kind of. We should all buy me a helicopter, except this time it's the entire planet should dedicate all of its time, resources, and energy and manpower to building me a self-sustaining ecosystem giant fighting robot.
An
I will be the
ecosystem
last.
fighting robot?
No. There's a self-sustaining ecosystem within the robot to keep me alive for the rest of my natural lifespan after the planet's been destroyed in the act of trying to build me this robot. Think of it like a space ark, but
Okay.
it's a giant fighting robot, so I can defend the space ark within the chest. And then also, it's just me. I'm the only human in the ark. So I will take our collected great works into the stars. It also just so happens that building this robot will be what destroys the planet.
I mean, if you're sure no other humans make it, we might have a winner here.
No, everyone's just gonna agree to it. Everyone agrees
No, I
I'm
mean,
the one.
yeah, if you make sure that there are no other humans aboard that ship and it ends with you, but everything else on the ship gets to go on, yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Fast forward, like, I'm 75 and I keel over from a heart attack and die. And, like, 5 hours later, the ship just careens into a star.
Damn. Well, we tried.
That's what counts. Just these two giant robot legs sticking out of a star.
Oh no, we've made a robot star.
Help, step robot, I'm stuck in the star.
Oh,
uh,
step robot, what are you doing back there?
where did another robot even come from?
Step
We
solar
only
system,
built
what are you
one.
doing?
uh, so I think that's really how we help the world: is build me a giant robot. It's even better than everyone chipping in to buy me a helicopter. Which is a joke no one listening to this podcast will understand because it never came up on the podcast.
It didn't, but
A while
Calvin
back-
listens, doesn't he?
Yeah, I guess. A while back, I found a Facebook Marketplace listing for a helicopter for like $20,000. And if we all just chipped in on it, we could all have a helicopter that seats one person.
Yeah, sounds like we're all just buying you a helicopter.
No, we all get to use the helicopter. We all just climb in together. I mean, come on, it's a helicopter. We'll all fit. Just sit in each other's laps.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Look.
one seat. We can all fit in each other's laps.
Yeah. Everybody sits on my lap. I fly. Somebody is my eyes.
Perfect.
Excellent.
It's some clown car physics.
Have you ever looked into the physics of clown cars?
No.
So it basically just boils down to they remove every single fucking thing they can that's not required for the car to go. Because, if you take the seats out, that's a lot of space to fit people.
That is a lot of space.
So, that's how they fit, 30 people inside a Volkswagen Bug with the windows painted so you can't see inside the Bug.
Mm.
So you assume it's a regular car, and you go, oh, how did they get that many people in there? And then it turns out, oh, the only things in the car besides the floor is the driver's seat and the steering wheel. And maybe the
Cowards.
gas and brake.
Why didn't they take the driver's seat out? You can fit 3 more people in there to be the driver's seat.
You know what? That's a very good point. I think at a certain point they did need some level of safety regulation.
It's a clown car.
Yeah, for the vehicle operator. If the clown car crashes, they've got a big enough problem. So let's minimize the chance of it crashing. There was a terrible accident today. A Volkswagen Beetle was flattened by a semi on the highway. We're still trying to identify who was injured in the accident because we found at least 30 different people based on dental records.
A Volkswagen Beetle hit a tree. 30 people found dead.
Exactly. Our next segment is Better Buddies Recommend, where we recommend a piece of media to enjoy. Would you like to start, or shall I?
You can go ahead.
Alright. I didn't have enough time to open up Libby. Oh no! That's my holds, my loans. That's not my loans, my timeline. Oh golly. I think I already recommended The Impossible Fortune. So I will... It's getting really hard with alternating between Thursday Murder Club and Dune to remember where I left off on my recommendations. So if I haven't already, The Impossible Fortune, number 5 in the Thursday Murder Club series. Go enjoy it. I'll just do both. It's another fun one. Because, it's for whatever reason, I find it just fascinating. These characters as old people solving murders, because they are doing the murder solving, but time is progressing through the books, and it's been a good 2 years between the first book and the 5th book, and they really keep driving home the these people are invigorated by what they do. They feel invigorated by solving the murders and solving the problems and being active in the community and being friends with these younger people, the police officers that they're friends with and some of the other people they're friends with, that if they had just stayed at the retirement community doing little retirement community things, they probably would have withered away a little sooner. But at the same time, even as they're doing these things and mentally feeling invigorated by it, they are also very, very aware of just how old they are and how their bodies are breaking down on them in ways that remind them hey, you're not 30 or 40 or 50. You're 70 and 80. Like, you get a great point of view from Ron in this one where he's talking like he has to take care of his family. But, or even better, the book starts with a wedding. Joyce's daughter gets married. All four of them end up at the wedding reception. And Ron and Joyce get absolutely fucking plastered. Like, it's 2 a.m. and they're taking shots still. And Jaeger bombs and all these things. And then they go to the next morning and Ron is like curled up on his bathroom floor being taken care of by Ibrahim. And just full on the worst hangover you can think of, but also you're fucking 80 years old. So it just hurts. And, of course, that's when his grandson, Kenneth, shows up and is, like, dropped off with him unexpectedly. And Kenneth comes in, and Kenneth's, like, 8, 10. And he's like, Grandpa, why are you on the floor? And, of course, Ron has to, like, be strong, and he sits up, he's like, I was looking for something, Kenny. Yep, let's go out to the living room. When all he wants to do is just, like, curl up and sleep. But yeah, very, very fun. Another fun book, another fun mystery. The other book I'm going to recommend is Chapterhouse Dune, which I think you would actually particularly enjoy some snippets of it, because there is a lot of discussion on politics and politicking and systems of governance. One that I actually really liked and am pulling to post on LinkedIn once we get closer to the start of the school year is about a third of the way through the book, the Bene Gesserit Reverend Mother, the leader of the Bene Gesserit, is doing an inspection, right? She's like inspecting the premises and some of the areas and factories and the things that like part of her job is to inspect. But they have this great quote about how real boats rock. If you find a completely smooth operation, someone is hiding the flaws. And if it's truly operating as it should be, the boat should be rocking. And I just thought that was a really cool quote that I'm going to use later, close to the school year, to be like, hey, real boats rock. Remember that the next time you have a problem at work. That, like, it's not the end of the world. Like, you can't have a perfect operation. It's a chance to show off what you can do, utilize your skills and abilities to learn from the situation, because it's going to happen. A real boat will rock. So I thought that was pretty cool. But they also have a lot of discussion because part of the book is in the... was the previous one? In the previous one, Heretics of Dune. I don't know, at the end of God Emperor of Dune, they have the scattering, where humanity bursts out into the stars, and that's kind of going on in Heretics of Dune, where the people from the scattering is coming back, and from the scattering, there is the Honored Matres, a corruption or evolution of the Reverend Mothers after 1,500 years. And the Honored Matres are killing the Reverend Mothers. They're killing through the Bene Gesserit, destroying them. And when some of the one of the Reverend Mothers and the Honored Matre meet, they have a really in-depth discussion on like politics and power and democracy. And like, one of the problems with democracy is a demagogue can arise and spout platitudes, and the people will vote for him even though it means nothing. And I went, wonder where I've seen that before. And they had some other commentary on like communism, socialism, some of those things that weren't like outright condemnations, but it was a lot of highlighting of like, here's things to consider and think about with these different systems of governance, and how like laws and policies are not flexible enough, and they're also predictable, can be manipulated, and like most of the time if you have laws, they prevent a jury from making decisions. So the first law you should really have is no law shall infringe upon a jury, because a jury might make a decision that does not align with what is written into law. But yeah, this is also...
What's that thing that could happen? Jury nullification or something like that?
Yep. Jury nullification, where they can decide the jury was just wrong. Actually,
it's like where a jury can decide that, like, yeah, maybe a law was broken, but like...
Oh, yes, that's what it is.
Like, this guy's not guilty.
So jury nullification...
Something like that.
Yeah, no, you're right. I was totally, absolutely, entirely wrong. It's also known as jury equity, or a perverse verdict is a decision by the jury in a criminal trial resulting in a verdict of not guilty even though they believe the defendant has broken the law. Reasons may include belief the law itself is unjust, that the prosecutors misapplied the law, that the punishment for breaking the law is too harsh, or general frustrations with the criminal justice system. It has been commonly used to oppose what jurors perceive as unjust laws, such as those that once penalized runaway slaves under the Fugitive Slave Act, prohibited alcohol during Prohibition, or criminalized draft evasion during the Vietnam War. It's not an official part of criminal procedure, but is the logical consequence of two rules governing the system in which it exists. Jurors cannot be punished for the verdict they make, and in many jurisdictions, a defendant who is acquitted cannot be tried a second time for the same offense. But yeah, Chapterhouse Dune is also the last one Frank Herbert actually wrote. The last two books in the series were co-written by his son and Kevin J. Anderson off of notes Frank had left behind. And it's a really fucking weird place for things to have ended. Because in Chapterhouse Dune, the book basically ends with the Honored Matres and the Reverend Mothers rejoining into one cohesive, unified group as a Duncan Idaho Gola, a Reverend Mother, a bunch of sandworms, the last Tilaxu Master, which is a bunch of like bioengineering experts, like these three and a bunch of other people, like, and a bunch of Jews, secret Israel, escape in a spaceship to a completely random unknown universe after almost being captured by two old people. Like, throughout the book, Duncan keeps having visions of these two old people gardening who keep yelling at him to go away. And then as they're escaping in the ship, he sees the vision of the old people, and there's a net over like his screen. He sees a vision of this net over his screen, and he just starts dumping data out of the computer and like deleting it, especially navigation data. And as he does so, the net fades away, and the old people get mad that they didn't catch him. And like the entire ship. And the last conversation is the old people talking about how like, oh yes, the ship got away. It would have been so interesting to like learn from the Gola and from the Reverend Mother and from the Last Master. Oh, we face dancers, we become people we absorb. With no explanation as to these old people or why they can see Duncan or why Duncan keeps seeing visions of them.
Wait, that's how the next one
No, that's
ends?
how this book ended.
Oh, okay.
And it was the last one he wrote himself. So it's a really fucking weird ending, and thank Christ they wrote two more, because no matter how good or bad they might be, this series, if it ended there, made no fucking sense. Like, because throughout the series there are these like things called face dancers, right? Shapeshifters that can turn into anyone. And as the book goes on, or as the series goes on, they're like, oh yes, there's a new iteration of face dancers that are almost indistinguishable from the real thing. And now there's a new iteration where if they get the chance, they can copy someone's like memories and emotions so accurately, they forget they're a face dancer and just think they're the real person. And this is like the ultimate conclusion is like, oh, face dancers, if they just keep scanning people, they kind of absorb all these people, create their own personality, and have all this knowledge in them. but also makes them prescient, maybe? Or like otherworldly? Because they're literally just like gardening in a garden. So it's weird, and I can't wait to get into the next one to actually figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. I have not read or listened to any of the Dune books, and I have not seen the movies. So it's been very interesting hearing you kind of talk about this while I have no context of what's going on at all.
It's wild. And I know the next book we're going to get so instead of cloning, they have what are called golas, Ghola, that are grown in axolotl tanks, which is just genetically modified women.
Oh,
Like
okay.
body horror level stuff. And like they're just like, oh yeah, if I've got a cell from this thing, I can clone whoever. And they make it a point in the book I just finished to be like, oh, I have a secret cache, like storage with me, with cells from all these famous people from book one. I need to protect these cells of book one. I'll have so many cool servants if I can clone them. I know because I read the Wikipedia summaries a long time ago that like all these people get cloned in the next book and are like join the crew. But also it's like cool. We got you all the way to here, and now we're going to bring back all your favorite characters from book one that you really liked.
Yep. Of course they are. That's the best move any series can do.
But also, it's been
Yay.
literally 5,000 years between when these characters were alive and the current day. So, I'm excited to dig into it. What do you have to recommend?
Well, it's not a piece of media exactly,
Audible gasp.
but over the holiday weekend, I got to spend time on a river getting irresponsibly drunk, and I would encourage you all to do the same.
Getting
like-
drunk
in like in
on a river.
Yeah, go tubing. Get some buddies together. Put some inner tubes in the water, sit in it. Take a cooler with you. Drink a bunch of beer, cocktails or whatever.
What'd you drink?
No glass. Mostly Sun Cruisers,
Oh, what?
which are kind of a new-ish hard iced tea.
Oh. Okay.
They've been around for a couple of years now, as far as I'm aware. But this was, and I've kind of tried them every now and then, and they're good. This was my first time like actually drinking a lot of them.
Fair enough. Any particular river worth tubing on?
Any river that will let you, as long as it's deep enough. Because I know we went one time last year. The river
Yeah.
was really shallow, and
Rock butt.
we literally popped a tube within the first 5 minutes of being on the river.
Yep. I will forever and always remember rock butt. Whenever your
Rock butt.
butt hit the rocks.
Yeah, it was. Yep. That tube popping was not our fault. There
No.
were so many points where the river just was not deep enough.
I am kind of surprised they ran tube rides on that river.
Yeah,
Like,
they maybe shouldn't have been running it in that section at that particular time of year.
there were plenty of places where it was fine, but there was also a lot of really shallow spots.
Yeah,
Maybe it was just the year?
I think just the weather that summer led to a lot of like the river was just unseasonably low. But that was unfortunate. Like if we go again, I'm sure it'll be better. The other place that I usually go that I go like every year has always been better than that. So I mean we can always try another river too. There's plenty of rivers.
Do you want to recommend the place? It's okay if you don't.
Yeah, not specifically.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, just get drunk in a river that's not too shallow
Yeah.
with a bunch of your close friends.
And don't forget the sunscreen.
Oh, absolutely not. I have always been pretty good at applying sunscreen on these, and even still, my shoulders got burned.
Yep.
And also my scalp because
Oh,
it's hard to apply sunscreen on my hair.
you got to get one of those
It's
sprays.
yeah, it's just in the part.
Yep.
Everywhere else is fine. It's just the part of my hair. Burns really badly.
I haven't noticed my like scalp burn too bad. I don't think I've ever noticed it do that. Huh. But yeah. No, that was fun last year, and I would go again.
I'll absolutely go again. I mean, like this time, I have another group of friends from high school, and we go every year right around the 4th of July.
And you guys go as part of like a camping trip, right?
Nope,
Oh,
nope.
okay.
For 4th of July, it's just a tubing trip, and then sometimes we'll go back to someone's place later for pizza or something.
Oh hell yeah, we should do this before the summer ends.
Okay, yeah,
Hell yeah.
I'm good with that.
I'll pick a day. We'll make it work.
Okay, my July is super busy.
Cool. We'll do August.
Okay,
No one does things in August.
I've got a camping trip at the end of August.
What? How dare? All right, fine. November it is.
Perfect.
I mean, we're not going to be in the water anyway. All right. Our next segment, How to Be a Better Buddy, where we give some real and some humorous advice. Our first question this week. Men of Reddit, are you put off by women who have a dirty sense of humor? With the further details, I'm a 30 woman, and I've always had a dirty sense of humor, not just sexual, but also the occasional poop, fart, booger joke. Me and my girlfriends have an absolute field day laughing at each other's jokes, which can often be pretty gross or just flat out weird. But sometimes I do feel self-conscious about it when dating men. It feels like I'm not feminine, classy, or soft enough for them. Are women like this off-putting to you? For context, I am pretty conventionally attractive and find that men are often surprised that I'm like this.
I mean, I'm sometimes caught off guard by it, but like, I'm never put off by it.
Yeah,
Like just kind of an initial like, oh, I wouldn't expect you to find that kind of thing funny, and then it is, and then we all laugh about it, and it's great.
absolutely.
And like, if you think that the person that you're dating is like put off by you not being feminine or soft enough, find another person.
Yeah.
Like, you should be you in a relationship.
There's literally a whole trend of like the muscle mommy thing, and I would not necessarily consider that trend to be like soft. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like by definition not soft.
Yeah.
But I mean, softness and femininity they're not always one and the same either. But like, yeah, no, have fun. Have fun, be you.
Yeah.
You'll find people that appreciate it.
And like anybody, even just friends, where it's like there's not you gotta find people with your sense of humor. Like, I know I sometimes have to check my sense of humor a little bit, because I can sometimes get a little bit dirty. Also with just, like, gross body jokes, not just, like, sexual. But, yeah, anybody, especially with, like, men, if you're going into romantic stuff, they should like you for you. And, you know, one of the things I see on dating apps a lot is I want a man who can make me laugh. So, like, maybe just reverse that shit and be like, I want to find a man who finds me funny. Then do a type 5.
I have seen a lot of women on the apps that are like, I'm the funniest person alive. In their own bio, they're like,
Yeah.
Perks of dating me, I'm hilarious. And like,
I see that, but it's usually accompanied by, like, you have to be funnier than I am. which I'm always like, that seems like a tough challenge to just assume, not to assume you're funny, but to assume your partner has to be funnier than you are, but you already think you're hilarious. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, and like you can't be trying. The fun part about that challenge though is like you can't be trying too hard to be funny or it won't be funny. It has to just.
And that's why I always open with the same joke no matter what.
Oh yeah, which is it?
What's a fish's favorite section of the newspaper?
Shoot, I should know this.
Current events, but sometimes they'll check the kelp wanted. It works about 30% of the time.
Hey, that's all you need. Like someone that appreciates a dad joke.
Yep.
That's great.
And
like,
I thought of it myself.
Hell yeah. If they don't appreciate a dad joke, like, what's the point?
I do not want to associate with them anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Which now makes me feel a little hypocritical. Am I being hypocritical?
Maybe a little. That's part of being a person. Don't be egregious with it.
All right.
Yeah, sounds like you've already got some friends that find you funny.
Date your
find
friends.
Each other funny. Yeah, date your friends.
To polycule it.
Hell yeah. But also,
next...
like, if you bring someone new into that and they don't like it, like, get rid
There's
of
the
them.
door. Boot to the curb. All right, our next question. How do I get better at telling stories about myself? With the further details, I feel like I have a lot of great stories and experiences, but struggle to share them socially in a way that's not awkward or non-engaging. It's like I'm sharing it as an independent anecdote rather than having a conversation. How do I tell stories and let the other person feel more engaged and interested and part of the conversation? I especially mean this in the context of dates or even just new friends.
All right. So my initial answer is not going to help you. But I have a friend who kind of at least used to have the same issue. He's gotten better at it. But it was like to the point where we named the phenomenon after him. It was like we called it a first name story.
Oh.
I'm not gonna share his name because he probably wouldn't appreciate
that makes me feel better because I was gonna ask, like, is it me?
No. But it was like a first name story, and it was just like because he was really bad at telling stories, but we also found it funny and it's kind of charming. But it would be the example we always use is like, yeah, it was my mom's birthday last week. We had cake.
Oof. Okay. Okay. All right.
Which is like it's very funny.
It's accurate.
But also would definitely be embarrassing if like you had that name, like that kind of story named after you, like within our friend group.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of become an inside joke, and he has got better at telling stories.
Good.
They're more engaging now. But they were also funny.
Well, I think
that's kind of the concept of it.
One of the key things is when you're telling a story, you're really not having a conversation. It can be part of a conversation, but at that point, you are driving. And they are the passenger. And that's part of what makes it so important to be engaging with it, is it's not about engaging them in the sense of like, oh, let's have a back and forth as I tell you about my mom's birthday party last weekend. But in between everything I tell you, you ask me questions of like, tell me more. How did that go? Like, you can have a little bit of it, but it's more about the cadence and the rhythm and the engagement and the making it something worth being interested in. To then, ideally, it will open up the window for them to relate to something you said and to respond with something they have. And then you can have more of a discussion about a detail, a fine point, an opinion, that kind of thing. A really good example of this, and a great way to practice if you like Dungeons and Dragons. If you can tell a fun, interesting story about something that happened in your Dungeons and Dragons campaign to another person who plays Dungeons and Dragons, you can do this with the rest of your life. What do you think? Am I on the mark?
I think so. The I don't know, the Dungeons and Dragons story thing is a little bit weird for me. Because like even as someone that enjoys and plays Dungeons and Dragons myself, like just sometimes hearing about someone else's experience in their own campaign just doesn't, like, it's just not interesting. And that's not true for everyone telling stories, but like just sometimes it's just not interesting.
Yeah.
Even if it was like really fun for you and really interesting in the moment, like I'm missing the context and like I wasn't there and yeah.
Yeah. It's oh, go ahead.
Oh, I don't know that I had more to add to that, but like it can be difficult. Like I'm probably just not the right audience for it most of the time. Although sometimes I will be interested and I will ask to hear them in that case.
Well, a lot of the
yeah.
sharing your great stories and if you have great stories, then tell the story. And if you're telling the story and people are zoning out or not engaging or not like paying attention, it might not be a great story, bud.
Yeah.
Like, and another part of it too is like, how do you read stories to children? Like, if you're reading a story to a child, are you reading it monotone?
Good night, I'm doing voices.
Yeah, you're doing voices. You got cadence, you got rhythm, you got highs and lows. You got some excitement and enthusiasm in your own voice for it. It's the world difference between like, oh yeah, it was my mom's birthday, we had cake. And oh yeah, so what did I do this weekend? Oh, I went out to my mom's. It was her birthday, so we took her out to dinner at an Italian restaurant, and there was a little bit of a mix-up. Was supposed to get a yellow cake, ended up with a chocolate cake. Good news, it was a much better cake choice than we were afraid of. A pleasant surprise for all of us, but and my mom took it in stride pretty well, avoided disaster there, and afterwards we all went bowling.
And if you can add some puns, even better.
Like the icing on that story?
Exactly.
Oh, well, okay. See, I'm trying to think of like a story So one of the stories I tell about myself is that part of my heritage, my Irish heritage, comes from a bullseye. Quite literally. That my great-great-great-great-great-grandpa, however many greats, was a farmhand in Ireland, and him and his buddies were out at the bar drinking, and on their way home they decided to have a rock throwing contest. And my ancestor won, of course. But the next morning there's a pounding on his door, and he gets up and goes downstairs, and one of his buddies is there. He says, "You have to run, because you took out the eye of the farmer's prized bull." And so my ancestor had to book it, got a ticket, and made his way to America. But literally, my family is here because of a bullseye.
That is a fun double meaning.
Yeah. It's a fun double meaning, a fun little story, and it's factually accurate. We found the historical documents.
Wow.
Yeah. So, a lot of part of it too is brief. An engaging story is not a long story. If you're going to tell something that's a little bit longer, you gotta break it up a little bit and keep making guaranteed good story. If you're going to tell a story and you don't know how good it is, shorten it up. The other part is you're going to have to play with it. Whenever I have a new story I tell, I usually tell it 3 or 4 or 5 times to different people. And I change it up every time to see what works best and what keeps people the most engaged.
Gauge friends' reactions before new friends' reactions.
Exactly. And then, after I've tested those stories out on my friends, I can take them on dates. The stories, not the friends.
Oh, I was hoping we were going out for something.
No.
Oh.
And it's not because of any potential homophobia. It's because we are friends and I have no romantic feelings.
Okay. I can respect that.
I still love you.
I love you too, buddy.
So yeah, practice telling stories. And first dates, or even second or third dates, they're always a little awkward. And it's always a little weird sharing about yourself. I know I run into it frequently where I'm like, man, if I told this story before, have I told this story before? Have I told it in the last 24 hours? Do these people remember this story about me? Do they still remember this? And so somebody inevitably looks at me and is like, yeah, we know.
I run into a similar thing where it's like, I know I've told this before, but I've forgotten who I've told it to.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
And so that has resulted in an ex getting very annoyed with me because every time we would pass like a certain house, driving down a certain road, I would tell the same
Oh my god.
same story. Literally every time we passed it.
Okay, I'm not that bad, but I'm close. After a certain point, I'd remember telling it, but at that point, it sounds like it turns into a bit of like, oh, hey, have I told you?
Oh, they were not one for bits like that either.
Rip. Good thing they're an ex. Because as we talked about, that sense of humor is so important.
Yeah.
All right. Our next question. What feature, quote unquote, on newer cars do you think actually creates more problems than it solves?
Ooh, I have an image I can send for this.
Well, that doesn't work in our audio medium.
It doesn't, but it's about the one that Congress just fucking approved.
What?
I think this year.
What'd they approve?
Kill switches in cars based on your, like, vital readings.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so, like, if you get in there and, like, your pupils are dilated and you're, like, sweaty or whatever, like, kind of signs that you might be acting erratically, your car won't start.
Oh, that's weird. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to want to have a car newer than 2026.
Like, on the one hand, I see the benefit of it if somebody is too stressed to be on the road safely. On the other hand, I have hyperhidrosis, so if it detects sweat on my palms, I'm fucked.
Mm-hmm. And like, so the idea behind it is like someone who, would be acting erratically, maybe like going to harm someone, and like prevent that kind of thing. But like, maybe you just had a long and frustrating day at work and you just want to get home and now you can't.
Yeah. What does it measure?
So a lot of new cars have like sensors and cameras all inside.
Yeah.
So like they can track your eye movements and like your eye, like how dilated your pupils are, for example, or what else? I know it can track other things, but I can't think off the top of my head what.
Interesting.
And they're marketed as safety features for like even my mom's car has a feature that will like beep at her when she's not looking at the road.
Huh.
Like if she checks her watch, it'll beep at her.
Well,
Or
nothing newer than 2020 for me.
yeah, I don't I don't remember what year my mom's car is, but it does get a little annoying.
Yeah, and here I was gonna say touchscreens. Touchscreens
Yes.
create many more problems. There's no kinetic aspect to it, which makes it
Mhm.
harder. You have to look at the screen in order to see what you're going to do. Whereas, like,
Yep.
on my current car with all its buttons, I could feel for the buttons and pick the right button at the right time. And, like, with touchscreens, they can include so many things, but also shit gets buried in places you don't expect it instead of here's the big old button to turn your music on and off.
Yeah, I think they call those infotainment systems now.
Which the driver should not have attainment system.
No, well, I mean, radio, I guess, technically
And
counts as a attainment system.
yeah, but it don't need a screen, really. Not beyond the
Yeah.
like digital clock level ones. I don't need to be able to
Yeah,
watch YouTube in my car.
what
Sons
else?
of
What other
bitches.
features on newer cars? Yeah, also just kind of further the cameras, like cameras in cars
Yeah,
and also on the outside of cars, because that is all stuff that can get, what's the word I'm looking for? Subpoenaed
oh, interesting.
by law enforcement.
Yeah, I was okay with backup cams, but now that you say that, I'm like, I don't really need one.
Backup cams are super nice.
Yeah, but
Like,
subpoenas.
don't get me wrong. It's very nice to have a backup cam, but yeah, like information getting subpoenaed, like Teslas and whatever are just covered in cameras for
Fucking
quote unquote
Teslas.
safety reasons. Uh, but what that means is if they see someone acting quote unquote shady, which could just be,
I don't
being
like
black and wearing a hoodie,
it. Yeah.
walking by, and maybe I don't know, there's a stabbing or something that happens in a neighborhood over, which, like, stabbings aren't good, but also if then, like, your car is like, oh, you live in that area, we're gonna subpoena all your recorded whatevers, and they see that kid, it's like, well, that kid realistically probably didn't have anything to do with it,
Yep.
but
Or it could be
because he's
you.
being cool. Yeah,
It could
exactly.
be you walking up to your house in a hoodie.
Yep. Ring cameras, same
Yep.
kind of thing. All that can get subpoenaed by law enforcement. Which, I mean, if you trust law enforcement, then you do you, I guess. But
Yeah.
and protect and serve is not actually the job description.
Should be.
Yeah.
Ideals should mean something.
Yep, you would think so. Which, like, and also, don't get me wrong, some level of law enforcement is always going to be necessary in a society. They're just, it's a little far at the moment.
It should be protection for everyone, not for those that can afford the fines.
Protection for everyone, not just property.
Yeah. People shouldn't have to be property to get that level of protection. On that fun note, thanks for joining this week.
Well, thanks for having me.
Love you.
Love you too.
Thank you to the band Problem of Interest for letting us use the song Living in the Moment off the album Cross Off Yesterday. You can find them on iTunes and Spotify. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever fine podcasts are sold. We're also on social media. Our Facebook is Better Buddies. Our Instagram is Better Buddies Cast, where we post updates about the show. Our email is betterbuddiescast@gmail.com. You can send us fan art, hate mail, declarations of love and or war, icebreakers you want us to answer, or questions you need advice on. And last but not least, be a better buddy. I blame Summer.
Yeah, what'd she do?
Oh, I mean the season.
I know.
I stopped watching Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything since what? I don't think I finished season 5.
Oh, I think that's further than I got. I don't know that I got past season 3.
Like, season 3 was disappointing. Season 4 was fine again. And then season 5, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I didn't watch seasons 4 and 5 until like much later.
Fair.